स्नैको काम कर होगा
बिल्कुल
पुराना किस नहीं होगा 11 लीटर होगा है ना
बिल्कुल भाई। टाइम कीपर होगा, जेस्टर भी होगा। देखो जनरल वालेटर है, मुझे नाम याद नहीं है कोई भी। स्नैफू टाइम कीपर रवि है, जेस्टर पल्लव है।
कितने घंटे की है आज सेशन
1 घंटा। क्यों कुछ काम है बोल? कोई काम? सही बिल्कुल बात। अरे हाँ यार मैं एक चीज़ आना भूल गया। फ़ोन मारी 1 6 से फ़ोन पे करते हैं।
साइलेंट रेगुलेटर के लिए चाहिए ना पेज साइलेंट रेगुलेटर के लिए पेज चाहिए
साइलेंट रेगुलेटर लेके आएगा ना
अपना लेके
सौम्य है ना?
अपना लेके
हाँ कुछ देर में आएगा। नहीं सर आज कहीं बैठ सकते हैं, बस यहाँ पर चेम्बर के लिए उसको फ़ोन करेंगे। मॉर्निंग सर। प्रदीप एनी सी वाई पी नॉट कम, जो कॉल करके बुला बुक कर सकता है कि लोगों को लेके आए। आ रहा है, उसने मुझे बोला था कि इसका परमजीत संदीप महेंद्र सबके सब आ गए। एक आध को कोई फ़ोन करते थे वहाँ पर है कि आ जाए यहाँ पर। लेट्स वेट 2 more minutes। तब तक उसको परंतु को कॉल कर ले सो यू कैन ब्रिंग मुझे, क्योंकि 5-6 लोग हैं जो उन्होंने मुझे बोला है कि देयर कमिंग और अभी है नहीं आते। दीपक नेगी किसी को भी कर देगा, whoever can bring people। Ashish Bhai is coming, Deepak is coming, Paramjit, Sandeep, Mahinder, like 6 people who are coming. Vijendra, Ravi? Vijendra is coming, right? Saket? I'm gonna wait for 2 more minutes.
Morning. हाँ जी. मेरे ही है कहीं वो तो आई नहीं मेल वगैरह. आपको किस डिपार्टमेंट में बात करनी है? पेरोल से बोल रहा हूँ.
परमजीत को मिला दिया. हो भी हो सकते हैं भाई परमजीत सिंह गिल. There is no copyright on Paramjit Singh Gill.
नाम से लगा मैं किससे परचेज किया.
Somebody को पता होगा. Tejasvi, do you know the extension for Paramjit or Mahinder or Sandeep in the same department, right? The only reason I'm waiting is I need 20 people to start the meeting today. We'll be requiring 20 people. Jagdeep, you can call Jagdeep. Yes, Paramjit. उसको क्या बताऊँ? Paramjit, Mahinder and Sandeep are also coming?
Mahinder नहीं है वो बाहर है.
Mahinder both are? He just told me he'll be joining us. He just told me 10 minutes ago that he'll be joining us.
Okay, might be.
He has.
As per my information, he is not inside the company right now. He has to go outside. So
कुछ emergency हुई क्या?
हाँ जी.
Okay.
So maybe he will not able to join. And Sandeep, he is bit of busy today.
मीटिंग
I don't think so that he is also.
रोहित चंद्र कैंडिडेट.
Let's start. We have 20 people, so I can start the meeting. Whoever joins us later, we'll just let them add in. Ravi, can you close the door? We'll start the meeting. Good morning, everyone. Well, today is going to be a different kind of a meeting. We've all had these standard meetings where we have prepared speech. You all must be wondering why I didn't ask anybody to give their prepared speeches for scheduling, right? The reason is today is going to be a extempore speech meeting. So all meeting long we'll just be going through extempore speeches. Excited? This is not excitement, this is like mediocre interest.
Not really.
Excited? Yay!
Depends on the topic.
Okay, so topics are very interesting, don't worry. And even if they are not, you're not supposed to say that they are not. So let me just start by saying, giving you a brief outline of what the meeting will be like today. So we'll start off with the I'll call to order all the different roles being performed by our members today. I'll have the information session. This will deal with how do we actually go through a extempore session. I see everybody is like a little confused, scared to come up for the extempore. So we'll take care of that right now. The jester will come up with a few jokes just to break the monotony. Extempore session, again jester, and then evaluations, and then we'll distribute the awards for last time. Okay, savvy? Let's begin. So the meeting roles for today are being performed by General Evaluator Soumya Chakrabarti. I think he'll be joining us a little later. Sergeant Arms, is Soumya joining us? He'll be joining us. Okay. The silent evaluator is Gagandeep. Snafu counter role will be played by Pradeep Kumar. Timekeeper is Ravi Abuwala, the Sergeant at Arms. And the jester is Pallav. Thank you guys for volunteering for these roles. So now, you can't actually prepare for extempore. I said that we'll be learning how to, but you can't actually prepare for extempore. Right? You just get up and do it. Do you agree?
Yes.
Well, it's partly truth, partly fiction. You can't actually prepare for the questions, right? Unless you're a psychic. But you can prepare for how do you deal with an extempore question. You can work out a method of how will you attack every problem. And extempores are not just these speeches we give here. Any impromptu speech, whenever you have to give in your life. One day Dilip walks up to you and says, okay, what's the state of this project? And you're like, I don't know. So at that point, this extempore speech training will help you. How to ward off Dilip until you think of the real idea, the real answer. So we'll be going through different steps in preparing an extempore speech. Now the most important part of an extempore is to work on the construction. Right? The construction deals with the thesis. That's the one point which sums up your idea of what you're going to say. Right? What will you think about XYZ situation? Okay, I feel this is what I'd like to share with you. That's the thesis, right? Then point 1, point 2, or if you have too many ideas, point 3, and you elaborate on each. That's your complete speech, right? That is how you give an extempore. Now I'll give you an example of a few sample theses which you can use or you can build on. Right? The good ones and something which we should avoid. Now the good thesis will be snow is beautiful. Right? You come up with a viewpoint. Snow is beautiful or snow is ugly. Humans do not cause global warming or humans cause global warming. Taxes are too high or taxes are too low. So you have a specific opinion about stuff. So whenever you are about to come for an extempore, just get up, feel psyched. Everybody is scared, so feel psyched. Come up here, think about one point of view you're going to build up in the entire speech and express that up front. Right? You just say, snow is beautiful. I love snow. What you do not want to say is, I will be talking about snow, I'll be talking about global warming, I'll be talking about taxes. That is not your opinion. So that is not the way to actually start off your extempore speech. Right? Now, you have to identify some common speech structures. They are already there. So this is what you have to come prepared with. It's not something you have to work on. You have to be so prepared that you look at a question or a situation or an item and you just know, okay, this is the situation I can fix this item in. Right? The possible situations you can use are chronological, past, present, future. I used to like snow in the future. I enjoy snow, but I don't think I'll be able to enjoy snow in the future, right? So something like this, something which fixes time through your entire speech. This is how you can convey your thesis. Sequential, first, second, third, cause and effect, problem and solution. Let's say the question is, can you fix this problem or can you sell this item? You say, okay, I used to like this item, but I don't really like this item anymore, but I'll try to sell it. So this is your thesis. You can build upon that. You can add points of views and then build upon your speech. Hierarchical, increasing detail, building requisites, knowledge A, knowledge B, options, expanding radius. So there are so many ways. These are the things you have to always remember in your mind. So when you're getting up from your seat, walking towards the dais, start thinking, okay, this is what I feel about this problem or situation or solution, and this is why I do that. This is the order I'll be attacking the problem in. and then you come up here, thank everybody for the speech, maybe reword the question and start off with your thesis, and meanwhile you're thinking of the points you're going to talk about, right? So you give one point, you give another point, you tell everybody what you felt, why you felt that. There's so many things you can do. A simple example of problem solution is, if you could solve any problem, what would it be? Right? That is a problem and a solution format. So you can reword the problem and then you can give your solution for this speech. Or tell us about a place you visited during last 2 vacations. So, geographical. I visited here, this place, their place. You can just make up stuff. You don't actually have to be truthful, right? You can do whatever you want in the speech. Now, you have about 2 minutes to deliver the speech. Right? Our time limit is 2 minutes. Agreed? Not everybody gets to the 2 minutes. Few people actually cross over the 2 minutes, but the 2 minutes is what we are supposed to aim for. So how do we use a thesis and a problem solution or any category to get to 2 minutes? So what you do is, you spend 3 to 4 sentences, that's about 30 seconds, to give your thesis and why do you feel that exact sentiment for whatever question or situation you have been offered. So you say sentence 1, sentence 2, sentence 3, that's about 30 seconds. You can do that. Build up, speak slowly, use pauses. Okay, I feel snow is good, but I am not sure would I like it in the future. So you use pauses and you can take up 30 to 40 seconds to give your thesis with 4 sentences. When you have done that, you work on the structure, the category which you have classified into your problem, and you can elaborate on that using the point 1, point 2, point 3 principle. Always keep it on your mind. It's like floating out there. Thesis, point 1, point 2. You keep walking, you're like, okay, I have to deliver a thesis. You get here, you say, okay, this is what I feel about this. Point 1, this is the story I read about it. Point 2, this is the real story I read about it. This is why I felt the first thesis, So this is how you elaborate. The content, now we got the structure, but what do you put in it? What idea do you put in your points? Point 1 to point 2, point 3, right? How do you beef that up? So you have to practice reading anecdotal short stories, right? There are so many short stories out there. Read them. They'll help you come up with ideas. Read and write 1 sentence quotations. You do that anyways for your speeches, right? So think of it, 10 speeches, you came up with at least 4 quotations or stories, so that's like 40 in your complete prepared speech. So you have this bank of 40 available whenever you're preparing a prepared speech, and which you can use anytime in your extempore session. You can use that anytime, even in a impromptu speech you're giving to your boss. So boss says, what is the progress of RFS XYZ? You say, yeah, I know, we're going to work on it. I feel that the progress before this date was like this, and now it is currently at this, and in the future, by this date, we'll be able to achieve this progress. Why I feel this? Because I have this problem or I have this solution, right? So you're using the problem solution point 1, point 2 technique. This you can use whenever. And if you really want to impress your boss, use a few quotations. He'll be like, okay, this guy really knows what he's talking about. Right? So this is a preparation for life. Now, there is no right or wrong. Just give your points. You practice here so you can do the real thing out there in the world. Now, delivery. So you have come up with a structure. You know what ideas to bring in your brain. You know how to pull ideas from thin air. You created a structure. You come up with a content. This is all done while you're walking through days. You're standing here and delivering a thesis. You're all figuring this out. This is all the information that you have collected in your brain. Now, how do you deliver it? Right? Delivery is an art which anybody can learn. It's what you do in your speeches. You look at audience, engage everybody, smile like crazy. Right? Everybody will feel this energy. So what you do is anticipate that every question is your question. Don't shy away from it. Okay. What if the theme host looks at me? What if he calls me up? Let's not look at him. No, feel that every question is yours. Be on the edge of your seat. Okay. As soon as he calls me, I'll be there. I know how to answer every question. The energy will propel you through everything. Right? Get into the positive mental state. Okay, I can answer this. This is very easy. I can do whatever I want. I just have to come up with a thesis. Any point, people in India especially have a point of opinion on everything. That point of opinion, that point of view is your thesis, right? Be Indian. Just get up there, say, okay, I feel this about it. I don't care what you think, but this is what I feel. I believe snow is ugly. I don't care what everybody else thinks about it, right? That's what you can do. Launch your enthusiastic delivery the moment you're called. Get up there and start talking about it. Yeah, I know. Everybody won't agree with me, but I think taxes are really low. Right? You can do this wherever you want. Everybody will be so infused by your energy that the content will only help piece the gaps. It's the energy that flows the extempore session, right? We've seen all things Deepak Navy do his thing, right? Whenever he's delivering his speeches. Aryan, Palla for that matter. They get in this zone and they're like speaking, everybody's like, okay, this guy must be right. That is what we need to do. Now we are all ready, right? We are visualizing this mental model of what we'll be doing. So how does it all come together? Right? You're thinking about titles, your openings, your headlines, your details, your thesis and conclusions. This is all in your brain. It's all, emotional. You're just doing a logical model of what I'll be doing. Okay, a thesis. Okay, I'll start this with a heading. This could be what I start with. And this could be one of the details I mentioned, the points that I want to enter. Okay, and this will build on my thesis. And this is the conclusion I'll end with. You can take that and convert into a logical presentation of your speech. So you start with your opening, arouse interest, your thesis, your map, and then heading 1, details, a transition to the next theme, heading 2, details, again a transition. You want every point to be linked to the other. So a transition. Okay. I do not like snow because it's really cold, right? But again, because it is cold, it can also give me any kind of a cold related disease. I can get hypothermia, so that's why I don't like snow. So I have 2 points. Transition. You can use your conclusion technology. So after you've done with your different points, you give a thesis, you go into a detail of your first point, second point, or n number of points, as time permits. Then you conclude. Don't be afraid to reword. So you said you don't like snow. You told why you don't like snow. And then you can say, okay, so as I told you, I really don't like snow. And in conclusion, I'll like to tell you, if you really have heard my speech, you will also start hating snow. Right? Arouse a kind of reaction from everybody. Everybody like, no, I don't think so. So you're forced to think about your idea. And once you put your idea out there, it's there to breathe and reproduce and spread. It's how you launch your idea. Think of it in this way. You're like a marine with a rocket launcher trying to throw your idea out there. So it does the most destruction. 20 people start talking about it. 15 people spread out. So like thousands of people talking about their idea. Nobody's talking about the merit of the idea. They're just talking about the idea. They'll come to their own conclusions, but it is out there. Right? So now do you feel confident that you'll be able to do an excellent job in extempore? We want to promote people and vote for people who follow an organized technique of attacking the idea. Extempore is not necessarily funny or well worded or with beautiful ideas. It is something which is efficiently delivered. You feel the idea, and that is the best extempore. Right? So now that I have bored you all, I'll start off with our jester. Before we go into the extempore, he'll regale us so you are not bored by the idea I launched at you. Okay? So I'll call on board the dais, Pallav. Thank you, Pallav.
Good morning, everyone. Right? It's difficult to project your idea and make that funny at any cost, right? So once I asked Ashish that how long you have been working here. So he said, ever since Dilip threatened me, I've been working. Once I was used to be getting late at office. So Ashish was earlier mad at me. Why are you getting late? You have to be early. Otherwise I'll fire you. I was very scared, so I went to doctor. Doctor, I can't sleep at night very calmly, so I get up late. So he gave me a pill. You take this before you sleep and everything should be fine. I took that pill, and next morning I was 2 hours earlier than my alarm. I was so good. I had a beautiful breakfast. Went to my office and said to Ashish, "Hey, I'm early in the office." Ashish said, "Okay, that's all right, but tell me, where were you yesterday?" Again, I walked to Pradeep sir's seat. I said, "You are so happy all these hours. How do you manage this?" So he says, "I keep on pressing F5. It's so refreshing." The Great Wall of China is among 7 wonders. Anybody can guess why it's so?
To protect them.
No.
It's really long and high.
No. The only thing Chinese made and then went more than 4 weeks long, and then never got destroyed. So, thank you.
Chinese quality.
Chinese.
Thank you, Palla. That was really entertaining. I wish I can use the F5 now. Refreshed. So, without much ado, I'll start with the extempore. I think everybody knows our rules, but for the guests, I'll repeat the rules. So, you have 2 minutes to give your extempore speech. When you're called on, you have to come. So, we call it a volunteering, but it's actually conscription. So, when we ask you, you have to walk up to the dais. And these cards will help you understand where you are at. So, when you see a green card by the timekeeper, that's Ravi, you know you've crossed 1 minute. When he shows a yellow card, you have passed 1.5 minutes. So you should start wrapping up, give your conclusion, end your point, and red card means 2 minutes. If you are more than 10 seconds either way, so 150, less than 150 or more than 210, you will not be qualified for an award. Right? So try to adhere to the 2 minute limit. I'm very sad that in the last meeting nobody was able to qualify for the extempore speech award. So we should not let that happen. Now you have the tools, the required tools to actually help you complete the 2 minute run. Right? So I'll start off with the first theme. The first theme is to discuss, defend or explain the amazing things reported. Spoiler alert, I used faking news to get the news items. Right? So I'll call on stage our first volunteer. Any volunteers? Everybody is to volunteer today. Every role, everybody is to volunteer, right? First volunteer. Okay, Manish, please join me on the ideas. So you have to talk about IIT professor comes up with a formula to find out how many Rahuls are equal to 1 Narendra Modi.
Actually, to keep this topic, you can be far from office. IIT professor comes up with a formula to find out how many Rahuls are equal to 1 Narendra Modi. Then the formula IIT professor decided was take Rahul to his childhood at 5-year age, give him say him to make a tea and coffee and sell it in the train, so that he can know how difficult it is to earn 4 rupees in a day. And then when he grows older, give him some hard work to do. Don't give him any pocket money. Ask him to surrender 1,000 rupees every month. So after at least 30 years, he can at least get near to Narendra Modi. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. But I really did not follow our thesis point 1, point 2 formula. So that's why I don't think you will be able to meet our 2 minute mark. I'm very sorry for you. So next person, try to keep to the thesis point 1, point 2. This meeting is not just about trying to enjoy the impromptu speech. You also have to learn. So you give effective impromptu speeches, right? You become really powerful with this stuff. So I'll call on Pallav for the second point. Pallav, if you can join us. You don't have any time, so that's why I call you here and then show you the topic. The topic is man finds green glob in closet and it eats his dog.
What's glob?
Glob, any kind of piece. Did you see the movie Thing? Right? Think about it. Your perception is what matters.
It's nice. Man finds a green glob in a closet and eats his dog. Means I have watched movie Cannibal. I saw people eating people, but eating dog. Wow, it's difficult. If I could link an idea to everyone, everybody must have watched the Pirates of Caribbean, right? There was one scene where every gentleman was running behind Johnny Depp, and then he was able to board the ship, but the dog was left there. So I think these peoples are there, those only. Thank you.
Thank you, Pallav. Thanks to come up with new ideas to explain this stuff. Right. So next volunteer is right, Rajesh. You were trying to come, right? Rajkumar. I saw your hand, so you volunteered, right?
I thought it was actually speech for
Launch. Come on, come here. Come here.
so what I was thinking was
So
that
you can explain whatever you want in the speech. That will be perfect, right? You can have enough topic to talk about.
thing was the when first week, even I thought.
Chalo. Obsessed with democracy, Delhi man plans to elect Kamwali Bai instead of appointing one. Come on. Explain whatever you had, whatever problems you had over there. Your time starts now.
actually according to Oshnaring policy we should not discuss politics here
Okay.
in the company.
That's a very good thesis.
So if I will explain something on democracy in the Delhi, then it will be against the company policy.
Wait, that's a speech.
So in right now the symbol of Aam Aadmi Party is Jhadu, and so the Kamwali is also known for is the symbol for the Kamwali when we is Jhadu. So I think that is a similarity between this Kamwali by instead of appointing one Arvind Kejriwal might be the people are disappointed with him and they may be thinking about
That's what it
Jhadu.
is. Nice idea to link Arvind Kejriwal, but that was politics. We were doing a political commentary. That's different. Okay, so moving on. Park replies to pigeon capture. Did everybody read this news? I didn't know everybody read this news. That's why I am giving it up front. Right. So our volunteer will be Aryant. So Park captures a pigeon. India captures a pigeon because suspected spy activity. So in reply, Pakistan arrests 300 ants, 20 spiders trying to cross border illegally.
So off late, our defense minister has been working really well, Mr. Parekar. He has been working really great. I think he has scared the wits out of Pakistan. So maybe they don't know that what they're going to do. They're not able to find out ways that how they can tackle the way India is, just putting up the attack against Pakistan. So the things they're coming up with are like they don't want anyone to cross the border. So instead of they've stopped issuing we are imagining a situation where they've stopped issuing visas to any of the Indian citizens, and now even they're capturing. Now they're digging up holes inside underneath the land, and they're finding out if any ants are coming or any spiders are coming. And they've also flooded all the fields to all for all the worms and all the insects to come up and leave the territory which is there in no man's land. And I recently saw news that the Pakistani defense minister, he's coming up with ideas of using pesticides. So if any other kind of life is still living in no man's land, they want it out because they are somewhat scared, just like I am right now, because it's only 1 minute and I have to speak more to come in that window of 150 to 210. But still, yeah, I think it is the success of our Indian pigeon. I mean, the work he did shows that we in this country we have pigeons who can scare the shit out of Pakistan. So just imagine what a soldier can do. Thank you.
Thank you, Aryant. I'm really happy to see that you used the thesis point 1.2 idea. and it really improved your extempore speech. Just keep that floating around in front of you. Whenever you walk here, you're like talking to us, but think, okay, where is my thesis? Where is my point 1? Where is my point 2? That's how you make great extempore speeches, right? So our next volunteer. Who's going to be the next volunteer? Amrinder, come on. This summer, malls in Delhi to charge people for enjoying AC, right? But coming out without buying anything. So if they come out without buying anything, they have to be charged for enjoying the AC in Delhi malls. Amrinder, explain this, discuss, whatever.
This is the result of Achha Din. This is basically, and we have already heard about many things that if you are going to get anything, then in return you have to pay something. And the similar case also, because most of the time people used to go there for task other than the buying stuff, and for them there must be charge something for in lieu of this. And this has also been taken care in according to the present generation, where people most of the time go for the enjoying rather than doing some other without purchasing something they return from the mall. And basically in the summer also, whenever most of the times in Delhi people passing through the road and they realize here it is mall, then why not we will rest here. Even this similar thing happens, and there must be charges some, but the charges must be minimized at some lower amount.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for Amrinder. I was actually listening to him and I figured out, this is the reason why, the office policy is that you can't come on Saturday and Sunday. People willing to come here and just enjoy the AC. It's really hot out there. So to increase the amount of work done, we just need hot summer, full blast AC all through the night, and people just stay here and work. Right? That's a productivity idea I wish to log.
Too chilly to be here.
That's something we can't do. Then everyone will be here, but there will be no work being done. Right. So theme 2. So whenever I call somebody up here, they have to grab any item. Walk up here, pull out their pens, take a remote, whatever you want, and then do whatever is given to them in the next theme, the actual responsibility. So who is the volunteer now? Sandeep ji, would you like to come? So this is what you have to do. Ask the group to buy this item that you've picked.
So guys, today I'm a salesman and I'm going to sell this remote to you. Most of the time we are spending a lot of money on just eating pizzas, and we are spending 350 rupees for that, and it's just going to spoil our stomach. We are going to feel constipation in the morning. But this is something very useful, and you're just going to spend very small amount, almost half than a pizza. So first of all, what is this? This is a remote, yes. But it's not an ordinary remote. You can use it anywhere. You can use it to switch on the fan. You can use it to switch on your TV. You can use it to switch on your AC. Just you need to fine tune it with the equipments, right? And so it's going to make your life very easy. Although it's going to work as a torch as well. So during the night, if there is a power cut, you can just switch on this button. You press this button and there will be a light all around. Apart from that, it has a ringtone in it. So suppose you lost it, we have inserted a SIM card in it. Just press that number and you will be fine. You can find it very easily. Now next question, how much it is going to cost? So it's just going to cost 100 rupees. And nowadays, I think when a child is going to a grocery shop, you have to spend at least 200 rupees to make him happy. I remember one incident. I went to a mall and my daughter was looking for one chocolate, a Rocho chocolate. I think I had never eaten that. So it was very costly. It was costing 1,000 rupees for that one box. So looking at that thing and usability of this thing, this remote, I think you should purchase it. And as an introductory offer, we are going to give 50% off as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Again, an amazing example of using thesis point 1.2. Right? So we can sell anything which you want, right? I remember there's this salesman, he was the salesman of the year. And he was the salesman of the year because he sold an ice maker to an Eskimo. That is how we have to become really good salesmen. So moving on, I will be calling the second volunteer, Ashish Bhai. You have to describe this item, whichever you pick, to the group in an inventive way. Something which we can't have thought of. Please come here and pick your item.
Hello everyone. This is the item. It looks like a gift item, but it is not. It's a magic box. Whatever we think, it can happen inside. Whatever we are having desire, this item would have inside. So again, this item is very precious. You can give. It's very important. Whenever you have to give a gift to anyone, you can give this item to them. And it's not that what you have wished for it. What is he is wishing, he can find the items in it. So I'm here to discuss about the inventive way of this item. So that's about it. You can, if you want something to be presented anywhere, what you have to do is you have to write something on it, and that item will be there inside. So you don't, and it can do different magics like give it to children or give it to any kind of people, and you want to get a message out of it, you can get that as well. So it's very important thing, but and very simple. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashish bhai. This actually could be true, right? Has anybody heard of Schrodinger's cat? Well, Schrodinger proposed this hypothesis that if you have a box with a cat and poison inside, so if the box is sealed, the chances of the cat being alive and dead are equivalent. So the cat could be dead or could be alive without you opening the box. So this box can contain whatever you wish or nothing at all, but it both have equal possibilities until you open the box. So it is a magic box. Thank you for opening our eyes towards the magic box. So whoever wins this wins magic. So I'll be calling. Sorry?
Is it for sale?
Yeah, it's for sale. 5,000 rupees. Going once. Okay. So the second volunteer, the another volunteer for today, who is going to come up now? Who do we call? Come on. Who's going to walk up to the stage and talk about it? Pradeep. So today every role is supposed to come up here and talk about their idea or the theme. Everybody, come on Pradeep, come on. So Pradeep, you have to describe any item you pick to the group as the technology of the future. You have to sell to them that it is the technology of the future, something that they have not thought of. Pick an item, come on.
Very difficult. Thanks. Well, my object for today is this item is, you know this, you can wipe the blackboard with this. but actually it's not like that. It actually, when you wipe it, the picture actually start moving. Actually, the words start moving, and it also gives you the picture actually where what actually the teacher want to say. Actually, they give you the actual scenario, like whatever is happening. So it's the future. Before actually you wipe, it gives you the. If you start somebody actually, if some person actually, the teacher, student actually don't remember like whatever is written, you don't know. When you start wiping it, and the pictures comes up like this, so complete thing again is repeated with the picture. So it's, this is the technology of future. It might be helpful to coming teachers and to students as well. I hope you like it. Thank you.
Thank you, Pradeep. I think you've saved Oceanic a lot of money. We can just fire our animators and use this instead. Ashish, you can use this. You don't need animators anymore. Pradeep will be there to vibe off whatever animations you want. So, who's going to be our next volunteer? Vijendra, come on up. Launch yourself towards the dais, man. Come on. So the idea is you're coming up with a new theme. Thank you. You have to decide a title and narrate a story explaining your choice and reasons in the allotted time. So one day you wake up in somebody else's body. Who will it be and what will you do? Come on.
Suppose that day will be tomorrow, and I want to wake up on the Bill Gates body. I'll be billionaire, more money, so I can enjoy my life.
Point 1.2. Come on. Vijendra, come on, Vijendra.
Now,
You can donate Bill Gates money to Vijendra Kumar Verma.
I will transfer all my Bill Gates money to Vijendra Verma account because that's for one day, and another day I will be Vijay. So then I will be billionaire and he will be. Okay.
Thank you. Vijendra, there is another name for what you just did. Identity theft. And that's punishable. So remember. Now, another volunteer. Let's call on the much awaited Deepak Negi. Deepak, this is what you have to talk about. You woke up one morning and realized a demon was standing in front of you. He gave you a choice. If you wish, you can be like, you can be an animal. Which animal would you like to become and why? Come on.
So one day in one morning I was sleeping and suddenly I woke up. I saw a demon standing in front of me. He was laughing violently. So I asked him, why are you laughing so violently? Why are you disturbing me? He said, I have come here to kill you and take your life away. I said, what crime I have done? He said, you have been very bad to the animals in the planet, and you have done very, very much bad. And now I will give you a wish, whether I want you to become an animal or you will be dead. So I said, okay, it's better to be an animal rather than becoming a dead. So I said, okay, it's your choice. You tell me which animal should I become, so I can do my sacrifice. So he said, okay, you have done very bad to the dogs, so I will make you a dog. So I said, okay, make me a dog, but I said, make me some strong dog or some good breed, so that I don't do that stuff which dogs do on streets. So give me a good owner, He said, no, I will not give you a good honor because you have done bad to the animals, and I will also, I want you to realize how bad they feel about this that you have been doing with them. So I said, okay, it's fine. So next day he made me a dog, and I had a very bad owner, and after a few years I died. Thank you.
Really short life as a dog, right? They just say that dogs have short lives, but he proved it. Now, the next volunteer. I want somebody to, actually raise their hand and come here. I don't have to call somebody. So come on. Who's it going to be? So I'll call Tejaswini because she was missing for some of the meeting. Come on, Tejaswini. You are an insurance agent. You have to convince at least one person to buy a chest hair insurance policy. In the next 2 minutes to save your job.
The first thing that strikes my mind, it's gross actually, kind of. Who's going to make an insurance for chest hair?
Van Halen did for $2 million.
Well, he must be a very rich guy. He might be a very rich guy and must be a crazy one.
So we are rich guys, come on, sell it.
Okay, if I was an insurance agent. Okay, I'm going to talk to you. Hello, do you have any insurance policy for today? For your life?
I don't have any.
Aren't you interested in any of the insurance policy? What happens if you get any dermatologically any disease?
I'm invincible, so I can't do any.
You're invincible. Actually, I'm out of words now. One person to buy chest hair insurance. Okay, if you take an insurance policy for your chest, right, you're going to get a free hair massage, manicure, pedicure for the 1 year, and also the body care massage for the next 2 years. So if you're interested, I'm going to enroll you right now, and even you're going to get a 20% extra discount for the next 3 years.
So what does this insurance policy cover? Will it also cover if I shave it off?
You are going to shave it off.
Yeah. So would you pay me?
Yeah, absolutely. You can stick up on the hair on yours. That's it.
A really, really brave attempt, Tejasvi. Very good. So let's move on. Okay. So another volunteer. Vikas. Come on, Vikas. Now, Vikas, you're going to be the president of a federation of any sports association you want, and you can change the rules of the game to whatever is your liking, whichever sport, whatever rule you want for 1 day. So you want to hear all about it.
I like the game cricket, so I want to not change much, but I want to change in one ball, make a batsman instead of 6, merely 10 runs for each ball. Okay, and I like batsmen, so in 1 over there will be 8 balls instead of 6 balls. So that will be more runs in a match. So it will be interesting for viewer. But both are
You can have flying batsmen.
So if one batsman misses, the other batsman can
behind one batsman.
Thank you, Vikas. A textbook, attempt to follow the thesis point 1, point 2 approach, which I explained already. So now let's move on to the next theme: convince people. So you will be, whoever volunteers will come aware and convince everybody for whatever is follows, right? So volunteer. Come on. Saikit, come on. Come up here. You have to convince everybody to see the worst movie you ever saw. Come on, Saikit.
Okay, I think I have ever saw the worst movie was Ram Leela. Okay, it is say cast was.
So now you have to convince us to see it.
Okay. So Ram Leela is a very good movie because it has been copied from Romeo and Juliet. You might not ever have read this book, but as the movie has been made here, so you can see that story here, and you know that Romeo and Juliet story was the best story in English literature, and also it is made in Hindi, so you can understand. You will not have any problem to understand that, and you always that the cast was obviously Deepika Padukone, so it's a very sexiest girl, so you will obviously like that. And there are so many good songs are there, and all are based on Gujarati, so you will get that good Indian feeling in that also. So I think you should watch this movie, really for one time at least. Thank you.
Thank you, Saikit. I really want to watch it now. I did not watch it the first time, so I actually am convinced. Now, moving on, I need another volunteer. Let's call our timekeeper who's been judging everybody. Let's judge him. You are called there, sir. Ravi, come on. A character aspect you don't have. So you have to convince everybody that you have a character flaw or a good character point, that you actually have it, but you don't really. Okay?
Good morning, everyone. So it's a very tough topic for me. Actually, I think I am like the Ashwin. But it's my passive nature. I am just opposite the Ashwini right now. But in actual thing, I am just like the Ashwini. The point may be, he is so gregarious. Right? You are so gregarious. I am not. But I am also like ambivert in nature. And everybody has a different nature. Like somebody is egoist, and somebody is like egotist or amorphous. So everybody has a different nature. So I am like the ambivert in the nature. Okay, that's all.
It's really good to see the timekeeper is not adhered to the time requirements. But I can tell you what one thing he really is. He's a dictionary right now. Okay, so another volunteer. Let's call who's left. We want to cover everybody today. Vikas, come on, thanks for volunteering on us. Come on, Vikas. A hidden talent you don't have.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. Hidden talent.
Thesis point 1, point 2.
Everyone think that I talk too much, but really, actually I don't.
Come on.
Good talent. You are very big wrestler. You have beaten Khali. What about it?
Convince us that you are.
I'm a good actor. I can act like a. I can act. Yes.
Christian Bale. He is acting like doesn't have to, so he's a good actor. Come on, some points about why you're a good actor.
Topic well. Yeah, I am a good actor because currently I am acting like Charlie Chaplin because he never speak in his movie, and I think I have nothing to say.
Well, what is really important is to come up here and try, right? You can always improve next time, but brave attempt. Thank you. So before I wrap up, I'll just add another theme so I can pick up 1-2 more volunteers. You have to develop a story using the words allotted. So I'll be calling people in sequence. You come up here, you have a few words, build up a story. The second person comes up, takes the first story, he just builds upon the first story using the words allotted to him, right? So one by one, I'll be calling everybody. Let's start with Nilesh. So these are the words you have to talk about. Story.
Actually, I am a volunteer.
You have just volunteered, come on.
I mean to volunteer to come here.
No problem, you can start with the story.
Okay, sorry.
That's a good story.
Okay, I am a truck driver in Canada. So I used to drive in the icy conditions. So I used to see many things flying in the sky. But I like most is the duck that I can only see in summers because at that time I can see the snow melt. So I was not aware of that the killing of duck is banned in Canada. So one day I found him roaming and I was very hungry. I ate that. So the Canadian government screwed me up. So I moved to South, which is USA. And Obama invited me because he invited me, you take our citizenship because I made it tasty.
Thank you, Nilesh. So now the next volunteer has to come up, continue with the story, right? We'll come call who's left. Sandeep. Thank you.
Well, thanks, Nilesh. And the story starts from Obama, and Obama was a truck driver, and he was going through the US roads, and I was with him. And then we again saw Bin Laden, and he was just, you can say, walking around the US street. Then I asked Obama, "Hey, didn't you kill the Obama?" He said, "No, Osama bin Laden is still alive, and he's in Yellow Pages. All the information is there." I said, "Wow, that's brilliant. So how did it happen?" So he said that they officially wrote a letter that they declared that Osama is dead, and so again. So I asked Obama that why it was a false news on the that you killed the Osama bin Laden. So he said that just to collect the tax. So I said, how does it relate? means that you will be getting more tax. And he said, no, it's our policy. So I said, why? So he said that we are the Americans, so we don't disclose to the world what we are doing.
Thank you, Sandeep. So our next volunteer will be Paramjeet. Continue the story that Sandeep said and use these words.
Come on. Thank you. Hello, thank you guys. Thank you, Ashwini, for giving the opportunity. And Sandeep has already narrated a very good story while he has a very good communication with Osama and Obama. Wow, that was nice. So what we will doing, and on their journey to the USA while they are traveling, they meet me, and I was also looking around here and there. So in a way, when we are driving on our truck that Sandeep was carrying, that he was driving, so we saw Harry Potter. I saw Harry Potter. I was really amazed. Wow. I was watching his movie from my childhood. I have watched 6 or 7 sequels, and today I got an opportunity to meet the Harry Potter. So I was very happy. I meet him and I greet him, and we have a good conversation with each other. And the next thing is, as the Nilesh was hungry and he had a duck at that time, when I was also feeling a bit of hungry. But as the duck has been taken by the Nilesh, so we have to go for a deer. And there what we will do, we caught a deer with the help of Osama bin Laden. As you can all know that he's a terrorist, he is doing all those kind of stuff. So he killed the deer and we enjoyed the deer after that. And the next thing what happened, we from the yellow pages that Sandeep has been already discussed. So as per those yellow pages, and I have got one yellow page there also. And as per the yellow pages, the editor wrote me that, oh, killing the deer and eating it in the US, it's banned here. I was shocked. The both struck us all. Oh, come on guys, we are hungry, we want to survive. So there was no other option. So we have to go for a deer. But you say the rules are the rules. And as Sandeep already mentioned, you are in the USA, and whatsoever Americans we do our best. So that was the end, and after that we were that's all. Thank you.
Thanks for sharing your deer hunting experience. So let's call Rajesh for our next volunteering. He met Dalai Lama, a yak, late machine, and McDonald's. Yak is an animal, kind of like a goat with hair. My mistake. Yak looks like a cow with hair. That's the consensus. Bull with hair.
People go for picture while they are in the Shimla or in the Manali.
Okay.
In the stations.
Yeah. Hello everyone. Thanks for giving me the opportunity. Let's continue the stories which we have already listened. Like after having wonderful, delicious food of duck and deer, and here comes the yak. But I really don't like this. Having this. So on traveling, like on the way of traveling to USA, we met Dalai Lama. And these 4 people were having the conversations, and Dalai Lama is a vegetarian one, and he doesn't have anything to have for his dinner or any lunch. Okay, and then the 4 persons will give the option of going to McDonald's, and there he does have the opportunity to have a vegetarian food, and all the 4 people will have the lunch together, and finally goes to the and finally talks about the lake machine, which they want to hire that, they want to purchase that and start a new business for some mechanical industry. So I think the business perspective of all the 4 people has finally come to an end in setting up a small industry in which they have used the late machine as the primary one. That's all I have. Thank you, Rajesh. Now let's call, I think everybody is volunteer other than Abhijit. So Abhijit, can you call on next? No, don't worry, we can't just let you there. So you remember we were talking about to convince everybody. So you have to convince everybody that you belong to a secret organization, a revolutionary, politically correct organization. You have to convince everybody that you do belong to a secret organization.
When I belong to a secret organization, revolutionary. What does that mean, revolutionary?
You want to bring about a revolution, but you are also politically correct. So you don't actually go out and kill people.
Okay, but you want to bring about a revolution.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Nobody knows that he's part of that.
So the agenda here is that I have to convince you guys that I belong to a secret organization, and I actually do. And we are secretly trying to bring about a revolution, and we have to be politically correct. So you have seen the OE initiative, right? We are doing a lot of things here. So by having the OE initiative, we are gradually trying to create a culture which we can control. And this is basically an agenda of our boss Arvind Kejriwal. We are one of the secret, he has a secret organization within his party, and we belong to that particular organization, and we are agents of that particular unit. And it is his agenda that we are pursuing here, and through the OE initiative we are looking to weed out corruption. So, but since we have to be politically correct, so that's why we are giving it we are pursuing it as an operations excellence initiative. Right? I hope you're convinced. Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. This brings the meeting to a conclusion. The extempore session part of the meeting to a conclusion. Before while our expert evaluators compile their data, I'll just call our jester to regale you with his wit.
Hello everyone. Hello everybody once again. A thief stuck a pistol at a gentleman's rib and asked, "Give me your money." The man was shocked. He said, "You can't do that because I'm a member of parliament in Indian parliament. You can't do that." So the thief said, "Okay, in that case, give me my money." Once a lawyer got to know that he was about to die, he started reading all Gitas, Ved, and every religious book. Everybody was worried why he's doing that. Can anybody guess? To find some loopholes. Another point is being astronaut is funny because this is the only profession where you get fired before you actually start work.
Thank you, Chester. So I'll call on our snafu counter to tell us who has the least snafu in today's meeting.
Today it's a tie between Tejasvi and Sandeep Mahathma.
One, amazing, huh? And even with a difficult topic like that, huh? Okay, and I'll call upon our general evaluator. We don't have a general evaluator, right? Sorry. So we'll just call on our timekeeper to tell us who we can vote for today's meeting. Okay. You gonna give a speech? Thank you. This is the most, the job where you don't get any awards. So this is something that really we need determination to do.
Thank you everybody to took part in this today's drawing club meeting. So the eligible candidate is only one, Paramjit. And
You have to stop at red card. Green card is not
oh. So it's thank you for this. You are the only one eligible candidate.
It's a difficult choice. Why would we choose?
At least we have one.
Within 10 seconds you have to.
Right.
So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. So I'd just like to say that today we learned how to give effective extempore speeches. So even if the time was out for quite a few of us, but everybody attempted. So next meeting onwards, we'll all be ready to volunteer and use the thesis point 1, point 2 approach, the division approach category, time-based, futuristic, everything, to actually deliver extempore speeches, right? So we'll be giving more effective extempore speeches, impromptu speeches from next meeting onwards, right? That is what counts. So before I conclude the meeting, I'll just award the winners of last meeting. The best orator award goes to Tejasvi. Thank you, Tejasvi. Great attempt. The best evaluator award went to any guesses there?
Sorry.
Arihant.
Sorry.
Last time.
So general evaluator is also.
Yeah, everybody. Thank you, Arihant. So we don't need to vote for today's winner, right? Time speaks for itself. So we'll just go ahead and give the award to Paramjeet Singhal. Thank you, Paramjeet.
Thank you.
This concludes our meeting, and I'll give it later on. This is for effective meetings later on. We used to have more volunteers. Everybody should come up to me and start submitting their speeches. So I want to have like 5 to 6 speeches every week. So please, start preparing, working on your speeches and delivering them. Thank you.
Ask everybody to be online.
Okay. Pallav wants to discuss a few rules with everybody.
No, it's
You can come up here.
Thank you.
I hope I won't get any red card for this one. But everybody adhered to the general rules for this club, right? The time was to be kept, and about the dressing. So again, a gentle reminder: please be on time so that we can finish early. We can all enjoy our lunch at time, and everybody be in dress code. Try to follow the dress code, because the point is
Tie is missing.
about that, but I was not able to get the time to point it. Sorry for that. I'll adhere to that, no issues. But we all can keep up to dress
for
code.
everybody.
It's just for everybody,
Not everybody.
right? Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. सर आपने क्या बोल के दिया था? अलग हो गया.